World War III is a hypothetical worldwide military conflict subsequent to World War II. Because of the development and use of nuclear weapons near the end of World War II and their subsequent acquisition and deployment by several countries, it is feared that a third world war could cause the end of human civilization and most or all human life on Earth. A common hypothesis is that a small number of people could survive such an Armageddon, possibly in deep underground blast shelters or away from Earth, such as on the Moon or Mars or in space vehicles. Another major concern is that biological warfare could cause a very large number of casualties, either intentionally or inadvertently by an accidental release of a biological agent, the unexpected mutation of an agent, or its adaptation to other species after use. One of the first imagined scenarios, hypothesized shortly after or even during World War II, is a nuclear war between the United States and the Soviet Union, which emerged as superpowers following World War II. This has been widely used as a premise or plot device in books, films, television productions, and video games. A few writers have instead applied the term World War III to the Cold War, arguing that it met the definition of a world war even though there was no direct armed conflict between the superpowers. World War I was regarded at the time as the war to end all wars, as it was believed there could never be another global conflict of such magnitude. World War II proved that to be false, and with the advent of the Cold War in 1947 and the adoption of nuclear weapons, the possibility of a third global conflict became more plausible. The perceived threat then decreased with the end of the Cold War in 1991, when the United States became the sole global superpower. A third world war was anticipated and planned for by military and civil authorities in many countries. Scenarios ranged from conventional warfare to limited or total nuclear warfare, even leading to the destruction of civilization. Homeland security and civil defense plans. Continuity of government. France, the Centre d'Opération des Forces Aériennes Stratégiques, is a hardened command center for French nuclear forces at Taverny Air Base in Taverny, Val d'Oise. The alternate National Command Center is located at Montverdun near Lyon. Russian Federation. As with the Soviet Union, the Russian Federation keeps its continuity of government information secret. However, press speculation has focused on a few sites. Mount Yamantau has been the center of much speculation. There has been major construction under the mountain from the 1960s and Russian officials refused to discuss it. Metro 2 is the informal name for a purported secret underground metro system which parallels the public Moscow Metro. The system was supposedly built, or at least started, during the time of Joseph Stalin and was codenamed D6 by the KGB. There has been speculation that this secret metro may lead to COG sites inside Russia, given that in the event of nuclear war, an express subway system, being by nature deep underground, would be a far safer form of transportation for government and military officials than aircraft or surface vehicles, which would be vulnerable to blast waves and firestorms resulting from nuclear explosions. Additionally, the Soviet Union historically spent more of its nuclear budget on defenses than the United States. The U.S. military believed it was better to bluff with offense rather than defense, while the Soviets believed they could survive a nuclear war, and built the elaborate underground facilities that would be crucial using such a strategy. Two destinations of this system are suggested to be the old KGB headquarters, now the FSB headquarters, at Lubyanka Square, and the second being regarded as an enormous underground leadership bunker adjacent to Moscow State University. Another alleged subterranean destination, apart from the aforementioned underground town at Ramenki, Moscow State University, is Vnukovo-2 Airport, Sweden. During the Cold War, the Klara Skysrum was built underneath Stockholm as one of several air raid shelters built in Stockholm and other cities. The bunker is designed to accommodate 2/3 of the government and between 8,000 and 12,000 civilians in the case of a military attack on Stockholm. It is designed as a very large, two-story oval, with multiple entrances. During peacetime, parts of it are used as a parking garage. United Kingdom. The primary British COG headquarters is at the Ministry of Defence in Whitehall. The central government war headquarters was previously maintained in a quarry complex near Corsham, Wiltshire. The above-ground support facility was RAF Rudloe Manor. Service command centres are northward for the Royal Navy Trident SSBN Force, and RAF High Wycombe for the Royal Air Force. United States. The continuity of operations plan of the United States works by having alternate or airborne sites that mirror the main peacetime sites. The alternate sites being always on call or on short notice to mobilize. For obvious reasons, information on COG sites is classified. This list reflects only what the press have managed to unearth over the years, and is by no means complete. Cheyenne Mountain Complex, North American Aerospace Defense Command. This is the permanent seat of NORAD. It was able to sustain nuclear attack up until the 1960s. More modern ICBMs could destroy it, but only with a direct hit. Mount Weather, alternate for Federal Emergency Management Agency, used temporarily for members of Congress in September 2001, possible location of other executive branch COG facilities. Raven Rock Mountain Complex, alternate for National Military Command Center, Looking Glass Plane, alternate for United States Strategic Command, E-4B Nightwatch, also known as the Doomsday Plane, alternate for National Command Authority, the Office of the Vice President of the United States, and the Speaker of the United States House of Representatives. Air Force One, alternate for National Command Authority, the Office of the Vice President of the United States, and the Speaker of the United States House of Representatives. E-6 Mercury TACAMO planes, alternate for USS TRATCOM. The TACAMO planes relay nuclear fire or ceasefire orders from the Nightwatch and Looking Glass planes to submarines and bombers through VLF frequencies. They can also take over for the Looking Glass plane if it is destroyed. One TACAMO plane is always over the Pacific Ocean and one over the Atlantic Ocean. Emergency communications. A number of countries have a national emergency alert system to notify the public of danger quickly if there is no time to pass the information through standard news media. Handle was the code name for the UK's national attack warning system in the Cold War. It consisted of a small console consisting of two sets of microphones, lights, and gauges, to provide a backup if anything failed. If an enemy airstrike was detected, a key in the left side of the console would be turned and two lights would come on. Then the operator would press and hold down a red button and send the message, "Attack warning red. Attack warning red," to the police by the telephone carrier wave frequencies used for the speaking clock, who would in turn activate the air attack sirens using the local telephone lines. Emergency Alert System. The Emergency Alert System is a national warning system in the United States put into place on the 1st of January 1997, when it superseded the Emergency Broadcast System, which in turn superseded the CONELRAD system. The official EAS is designed to enable the President of the United States to speak publicly to the citizens of America within 10 minutes. The Emergency Alert System has the ability to use the Emergency Action Notification Alert, in which the entire nation is alerted by the President. This alert is the most likely to be used in event of an incoming nuclear attack or mainland invasion. Alert Ready in Canada. Alert Ready was launched on the 31st of March 2015, ahead of the 2015 Pan American Games in Toronto, to become the country's emergency population warning system. Apart from warning of environmental or biohazardous threats, the system also promises to relay any emergency government message, civil unrest, or terrorist threats. Emergency laws. A number of countries have one or several national emergencies laws that are ready to come into place in the event that a third world war turns nuclear, or even in the case of a conventional war. Civil Contingencies Act 2004, State of Emergency in India, National Security Presidential Directive 51, National Emergencies Act, Emergency Powers Act, German Emergency Acts, Emergencies Act.